Okay, I'm going to show you how to run the Mem Buster endurance test, which is a reserved endurance test that opens a whole bunch of sites in separate tabs. The idea is to consume some memory, simulate users' activity, and also capture all of the metrics on how much memory is being used. We can then run this on different platforms, different versions of Firefox, specific daily builds, etc., in order to get an idea of how they compare. So the first thing we're going to need to do is clone the Mosmill automation repository. If you've already got this repository checked out, you'll need to do a pull and update because there's been some recent changes in the way this is run. Once we've got that, we need to run the endurance test run script. Now this is a reserved endurance test. If we didn't have the reserved command line argument, we'd just be running the basic endurance tests. So we specify the argument, and the value we want in here is Mem Buster. The original Mem Buster test that was written by Stuart Parmenter had a 3-second delay between each tab or window that was opened, so I'm maintaining this in this particular run. I've been running this with 2 iterations and 100 entities. In this case, an entity is a site that's being loaded. So essentially we're going to open up 200 sites across split across 2 iterations. I'm going to send this to the Mosmill archive brass tacks server for reporting. And I'm going to run this against the current installed version of Nightly that I've got on this machine. The only way to currently run the Mem Buster test is via the command line. There's no option in Mosmill Crowd extension to do this just yet. Hopefully that'll come in the future. Okay, so Nightly's launched now. The 2 open tabs have been closed, and essentially what we're going to do, what the test is doing, is opening up a site in each tab. It's going to open up 30 tabs, and it's going to be a 3-second delay between loading each site. Once it's finished loading up 30 tabs, it's going to then cycle through them. This is a similar maximum that was included in the original Mem Buster test. The sites that we're opening are from Alexa's top 100 sites across several different categories, although they are only going to the front pages of each of those sites. They're not going into deep content at all. Because we've selected 100 entities in 2 iterations and a 3-second delay, this test is essentially going to run for about 10 minutes. Okay, so now the test is finished and it passed. There are no actual assertions in these tests, so it would only fail if there was some sort of disconnect error with Firefox. And you can see there that the report document's been created. So if we go to the brass tacks server and refresh, hopefully we'll see our new report. That's the one. You can see on this outline you've got the date that it was run, the version of Firefox that it was run against, the build number of the build of Firefox, the locale platform version, CPU architecture. Here's the delay, the number of iterations, and we've got the number of memory in megabytes. This is the minimum, 35 and 494 that it got up to. If we go into the report, we'll see a few more details. So you can see the extensions and themes and plugins that were installed. If we scroll down, you can see there's a number of entities, and we've got a number of checkpoints, so we'll have one for each site that was launched, plus starting and ending each iteration. And then here's the memory details, explicit memory and resident memory, the minimum, the maximum, and the average. And that's plotted here on the chart. And then down here, again, this would list all of the tests, but seeing as there's only one test, it's the same details. So that's the Mem Buster endurance test being run from the command line on Windows 7. Thanks.